Hey folks, how you doing? American Liberty Radio Live right here on the 17th of June, 2015. My God, where'd the freaking year go? You know what I'm saying? How y'all doing today? Gonna try to take it easy. Go to American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. That's where you'll find most of the articles that I look at, that I find, that I read. Oh my God. What are we doing, folks? What are we doing? Here we are in a country who has decidedly, I believe, from everything I've seen, decided that they want Hillary Clinton for president. Are you out of your flipping minds? One word. Benghazi. Okay? Just saying. Just putting it out there. Oh, another word. How's this? You know? Bill. Yeah. Her significant other. There's so much controversy around this woman. I'm amazed. I'm just literally amazed. You know? I mean, seriously. Makes Obama look like a freaking corrupted choir boy. I mean, really. I mean, think about it, folks. Think about this for a minute. You've got a woman who was fired from from being an attorney, or from being part of, when Nixon was around in the Watergate scandal back in the early 70s. Remember that? I remember seeing that on TV. I was like 10 years old. That's when I first got involved with, looking at, geez, what's this all about? So she got fired because she lied. Okay, folks? Yeah, what else? Let's see. She lied about Benghazi. She lied about, just operative word being lied. She's the epitome of a politician who's lying when they open their mouth. I mean, literally. Yeah, I got nothing good to say about her. I got nothing good to say about Rand Paul. I mean, look where he's connected to. Yeah. I mean, Pete Santilli looked at a lot of the information for Rand Paul and his campaign, and, well, guess what? Mr. Palantir himself, go look that up, Palantir Corporation, P-L-A-N-T-I-R, Palantir, Peter Thiel. He's the former exec CEO of PayPal. He was at Bilderberg a couple weeks ago, and guess who he's friends with? Rand Paul. Corrupt? I don't know. You figure that one out. I think he is. But, and then we have, then we have Jeb Bush. Bush Clinton, remember that? Yeah, you remember all that, right? Yeah, wonderful. Oh, and, let's put the icing on the cake on this one, folks. Okay? Here, you may laugh during the break, but I laughed when I heard about it. Okay? The Donald is running for president. Are you out of your flipping mind? Okay? This is the epitome of being bought and paid for. They're all bought and paid for. Hello, Republican, Democrat, neither one. It doesn't matter. They're all paid by the same people. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. He who has the most money makes the most laws. I mean, that's just the way it is. So I go to break. Oh my God, I'll come back. Go to American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. That's AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. I shall return in just a few minutes.
this is Frank Hannon. I want to tell you about an exciting brand new rock and roll album coming out this year by guitarist Greg Golden. Greg Golden's new album is some old school sounding rock and roll music that's sure to be a classic, featuring some killer songs, blazing guitar solos, and awesome lead vocals by Jeff Sandoval and Randy Scholes from Montrose.
Far away, so far away, find peace inside the four winds play.
Take a listen to some of these songs on this album.
Old school rock and roll, got the music in my soul. Old school rock and roll, everybody gonna lose control. Maybe crazy, but I ain't no fool. I live my life by the golden rule from the old school. Yeah, of rock and roll. Woo! Won't see it coming, but it's coming fast. That girl just does what she please, like a bad winter, baby. Cool on in and take you down. A bad winter, baby. No safe haven where she's found. Turn on the radio. Just time to make the show. Get on your dancing shoes. They're getting rave reviews. No other place to go. We're going back to Reno. Burning hearts, tears, and flames in the rain. Burning hearts, tears, and flames in the rain.
Be sure to check out the new Greg Golden album coming out on Red Hawk Records this year. www.greggoldenband.com.
This is the American Liberty Radio Network. Contact us at americanlibertyradio@usa.com or go to our website at americanlibertyradio.weebly.com. Hey, folks, how you doing? Yeah, I just heard that last little bit there. Yeah, it's AmericanLibertyRadio.com now. So yes, there you go. AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Yes. Matter of fact, I'm on the website now. I'm in the chat room. So if you're over on the Spreaker side and you're in the chat room, go on over to the website at AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Get the radio shows and schedules page, and there it is, right there. All right, so the chat room is there. So anyway, if my mouse would work, okay, go to American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Yeah, the first book. I mean, Facebook. I mean, the CIA book. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, that place where we all spill our guts to people. You ever notice that? You go to Facebook, and that's all you do is either bitch and complain or spill your guts to people. Hey, look what I'm doing. I'm walking upstairs now to go watch TV and eat dinner. What? Like, we need to know that much intimate detail about your life. You know, I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. I don't know, man. I don't know. TheGuardian.com. Now the truth emerges how the U.S. fueled the rise of ISIS in Syria and Iraq. Can we get a collective duh on that? I mean, think about this. A couple of years ago, where'd we go? We went into Syria. Hello. Yeah, former Defense Secretary Leon Panetta was telling Senator Jeff Sessions in a hearing that Leon Panetta was going to go to the international community and get their permission to go into Syria. Excuse me? We have a Congress that does that. You don't go to the international community and say, hey, can we come in and bomb the crap out of your city over here? No. You know what Leon Panetta had the guts to do? Tell Senator Sessions in this hearing, we'll go and get the permission from international community, and then we'll come and mention it to you. What? Excuse me? No. Constitution says you need to get Congress's approval to go into any other country to take them over. Basically, that's what we do, because that's what our military-industrial complex does. Okay? So I'm just saying. This is from TheGuardian.com. Sumas Milne, I think is his name, over at TheGuardian.com. Now the truth emerges how the U.S. fueled the rise of ISIS in Syria and Iraq. The war on terror, that campaign without end launched 14 years ago by George Bush, is tying itself up in even more grotesque contortions. On Monday, this was written, by the way, on the 15th of June, just a couple of days ago. On Monday, the trial in London of a Swedish man, can't even pronounce that name, accused of terrorism in Syria, collapsed after it became clear British intelligence had been arming the same rebel groups the defendant was charged with supporting. The prosecution abandoned the case, apparently to avoid embarrassing intelligence services. The defense argued that going ahead with the trial would have been, quote-unquote, affront to justice, when there was plenty of evidence the British state was itself providing, quote-unquote, extensive support to the armed Syrian opposition. I laugh because I've been saying this for years. We fund the opposition. Go back into history. Guess who funded the world wars? That would be the Rothschilds in the English banking system and the Rockefellers in the corporation and the banking of the United States. Yes, we funded both sides. Hey, let me give you a little side note in history. Yeah, how about, King Bush the First, George H.W., who was president of the United States. His daddy worked at a company in Germany during World War II prior to the Sedition Act. Yes, he was building military equipment for Germany, the very people we were against. Hello? I mean, seriously, folks, get a freaking clue. All right? I got to shut down one of the tabs here because, it seems to be overdriving my memory on the Spreaker side of things. So anyway, can we settle this argument once and for all? What argument is that? Well, it's real simple. A lot of people say that 9/11 was an inside job. Hello? Can anybody say, yeah, it was? And it was known that it was going to happen. Yes, people knew about it beforehand. Hello, as far back as, I think, February or March of that year. Did you see the pilot episode of The Lone Gunman? Bingo. People knew about it, okay? I don't care what you say. I never have listened to anybody who would be in total contradiction to the facts. Why? Because. Yeah, just because. 1 + 1 still equals 2, folks. I mean, it's that simple. And plus, you can look at the videos. Hello? Look at the videos. The building's collapsing. Have you seen other controlled demolition videos? Yes. Are they the same? Pretty much. There you go. You know, I mean, yeah. Should I remind you of November 22nd, 1963, when President Kennedy was murdered? No, I say murdered because that's what it was. All right, so there you go. Same thing. People knew about it. Well, let me take you back farther than that. Right after Thanksgiving in 1941, probably a few days after that, the President of the United States understood the intelligence coming out of Japan. Guess what? They knew they were going to bomb Pearl Harbor, and we did nothing about it. Shall I go on? Franz Ferdinand, World War I. Hey, there you go. I can go back farther than that. Fort Sumner, or Sumter. Is that what it is? Yeah, Civil War. Hello. They knew about it, okay? They knew about what they were going to get, the military-industrial complex, the federal government, Washington, D.C., blah-de-blah-de-blah. They knew they had to do something. So, 2003, they went into the wrong place. They got Saddam Hussein, the very person that we set up 20, 30, 40 years ago in Iraq. Okay, the U.S. intelligence and British intelligence did that, right? They did the same thing to Muammar Gaddafi. Remember that? Pulled him out of this, whatever it was, and, accidentally shot him in the head. I mean, seriously. We set people up, and when they start going rogue, we take them out. Okay? And who has the authority to do that? Let's see. U.S. intelligence and British intelligence? It's not a coincidence, folks. And it's not a conspiracy theory. It's fact. Go put the puzzle pieces together. It's there. How do I know all this? It's called research. Might want to do that sometime. I don't know. To me, 1 + 1 still equals 2. And if you can't figure it out, well then, hey, go throw a ball around or something. Go, I don't know, continue to sit in your easy chair with your beer watching your stupid ESPN. Oh, that's entirely up to you. I don't know. When I get back from the break there, I'm going to go into here. There's a YouTube video on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Gun confiscation convoy spotted on rail cars. Yeah, there's that. There's also personalliberty.com. Dems want to implement nationwide handgun permits for purchases. That's the Dems. It's not Republicans. That's the Dems. So anyway, let me go here. From Cain, Herman Cain, remember him? Ran for president, lost. CainTV.com, CBO, Congressional Budget Office, issues dire debt warning, expects debt to be 103% of economic output by 2040. Okay. So, yeah. Tell me again we don't live in a police state. Tell me again we don't have I can go on and on. I can list you a whole bunch of stuff. But I won't, because I got to go to break. And, hey, you know what? Got any questions? Go ahead and ask, man. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. It's that simple. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. You can go to the website, AmericanLibertyRadio.com, and check things out and email me from there. That's cool. All right. So anywho, if you want to drop me a note, that's fine. Drop over to Spreaker, American Liberty Radio Network. Go to the chat room. I'm there. Talk to you in a bit, folks. Be right back after this.
Broadcasting from behind enemy lines in FEMA Region 9. Sharing the truth one fact at a time without all the BS. This is the American Liberty Radio Network.
Eastland Radio Repertory Theater is looking for you. Do you like old-time radio shows? Do you do voiceovers and want to hone your abilities? Have you ever wanted to try your hand at voice acting? Well, you are in luck because Eastland Radio Repertory Theater is casting voice characters for a play currently in pre-production. For more information, contact Eastland Radio Repertory Theater at eastlandradiotheater@usa.com or simply go to their website at eastlandradiotheater.weebly.com.
Chris Ann Hall, Liberty's lobbyist. Listen to the Chris Ann Hall Show. For more information, go to chrisannhall.com. That's KRISANNEHALL.com. chrisannhall.com. The following program is filled with truth and facts. This program may not be suitable for the liberal-minded. Hey, how you doing? You hanging in there? Are you there? I just had somebody on my Facebook page. Since you don't tell me in a private message, mind you. Oh, since you don't chat, I'm gonna unfriend you. What? Excuse me? What? I haven't talked to that person since March. They're gonna what? They could say hi too, you know. So bye bye. Have a nice day. Anyway. It's just one of those things, man. I mean, come on. Have you ever woke up in the morning and looked at yourself in the mirror and go, can I just go back to bed? I think they're stupid people, man. I don't want to deal with them. You know? I should make a bumper sticker that says, I'm allergic to stupid people. Seriously. But, yeah, people aren't stupid. I do believe that that mostly people are very much aware, but they just don't care. At least that's how I see it. They don't care. It's like, what? There's carjackings, there's, shootings in the city and whatever. Yeah. As long as it doesn't bother me, they don't come to my house. Yeah, what if they did? Yeah. You'd be another statistic on the police blotter in the paper. Anyway, AmericanLibertyRadio.com is the website. Yes, AmericanLibertyRadio.com. You want to email me? Hey, please do. I want to hear from you. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Gonna hang out with me for the next 35 minutes. Because I was going to do 2 hours today, but I thought, you know what? Let's just do an hour. I've only got enough to cover an hour. So let's do an hour. Speaking of covering stuff, this is a short segment. Let me go and tell you about this. Senator Robert Taft, many years ago, look him up, Senator Robert Taft. He says, and I quote, I do not believe any policy which has behind it the threat of military force is justified as part of the basic foreign policy of the United States, except to defend the liberty of our own people. yeah, my question is why the hell is our military over in other countries? Especially now. You know, they should be here. We have borders. They should be here protecting us, period. Well, we the people can protect ourselves too, but, you know, it's a waste of trillions of dollars. Yeah, did you get the last report on how much the war on terror has cost us this year? Oh, yeah, $1.7 trillion. Uh-huh. Where's that money coming from? Yeah, just pull it out of your wallet and hand it to them because that's where it's coming from. I don't have that kind of money. Do you? I don't. You know. So anyway. Hey, do me a favor. Drop over and tell my friend Mr. Tom Slick that I sent you over at Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. He has a show here on Spreaker, and I believe it's also on iTunes. I'm not sure. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. You can check his show out. Listen to it on their website at radiorocktheblitz.blogspot.com. Check him out. Tell him I sent you. Hey, you can check somebody else out, too. Mr. Brian Lang over at livetruthradio.com. Yeah, he's taking a little hiatus. To be honest, his computer took a dump, so I don't know when he's going to be back on. So, anyway, check him out, though. He's on Facebook, Brian D. Lang. Check it out. Live Truth 911 is also a Facebook page for him. LiveTruthRadio.com is his website. Let him know I sent you. And also listen or go over and check out Nick Tucker. He's got a lot of stuff that he posts over at Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook. Check that out as well. Awesome. Lots and lots and lots of things to check out. And hey, man, if you, dude, I got stuff going on in my throat that doesn't seem right. It's kind of weird. Anyway, if you want to listen to any of the previous podcasts, you can go to Spreaker.com and look up American Liberty Radio Network. Listen to any of the podcasts that you want there. You can also go to the website at AmericanLibertyRadio.com and check out the podcasts from before and the live show when I have it, which is Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, for those listening to this in the archive. Anyway, lots and lots of stuff going on. Again, go to American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Check that out. That's where I post all the stories I check out. There's a lot of stuff. And I'm going to leave you with this question at the bottom of the hour here. I'm going to leave you with this question. You've got various people saying various things. Who's right and wrong? From my perspective, nobody. Because I don't see any. I mean, they can say, hey, look at this. I've got this, and this is connecting here, and that's connecting there, and this person is this, and that. Doesn't mean anything. All it means is, well, either that person put the puzzle pieces together wrong, and he's trying to fit stuff together that doesn't fit, or there might be something to it. But as I like to tell everybody, I encourage you all to go check it out yourself. Go research it yourself. You don't have to believe anything I say. Just go check it out yourself. It's that simple. And anyway, bottom of the hour break. Yes. I'm going to take another break and probably going to forego the break at the 40 after mark, 20 till mark. So I don't know. Anyway, we'll see what happens. So you want to go to the website, AmericanLibertyRadio.com. AmericanLibertyRadio.com. You can email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. That's AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Hey, don't go away, folks. I shall return. I don't want to scare you away. I'll be back right after this.
this is Frank Hannon. I want to tell you about an exciting brand new rock and roll album coming out this year by guitarist Greg Golden. Greg Golden's new album is some old school sounding rock and roll music that's sure to be a classic, featuring some killer songs, blazing guitar solos, and awesome lead vocals by Jeff Sandoval and Randy Scholes from Montrose.
Far away, so far away, find peace inside the four winds play.
Take a listen to some of these songs on this album.
Old school rock and roll, got the music in my soul. Old school rock and roll, everybody gonna lose control. Maybe crazy, but I ain't no fool. I live my life by the golden rule from the old school. Yeah, of rock and roll. Woo! Won't see it coming, but it's coming fast. That girl just does what she please, like a bad winter, baby. Cool on in and take you down. A bad winter, baby. No safe haven where she's found. Turn on the radio. Just time to make the show. Get on your dancing shoes. They're getting rave reviews. No other place to go. We're going back to Reno. Burning hearts, tears, and flames in the rain. Burning hearts, tears, and flames in the rain.
Be sure to check out the new Greg Golden album coming out on Red Hawk Records this year. www.greggoldenband.com.
This is the American Liberty Radio Network. Contact us at americanlibertyradio@usa.com or go to our website at americanlibertyradio.weebly.com. From behind enemy lines in FEMA Region 9, this is the American Liberty Radio Network. Listen to the best indie rock on the internet. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Go to radiorocktheblitz.blogspot.com. Hey, here we are live on the 17th of June 2015. This is American Liberty Radio Live, right here on American Liberty Radio Network and AmericanLibertyRadio.com. You doing good? Hope so. You know, I would say that I'm so overwhelmed I'm going to pull out my hair, but I don't have much left, so I'm not going to do that. So anyway, American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook from Liberty Beacon. There's a meme, big picture there, by the Liberty Beacon staff writer Dan Asmussen, something like that. Sorry, Dan. Says, banksters, the use of law and deception to enslave. Ever since the ratification of the 16th Amendment and the creation of the Federal Reserve Note, Nothing that you purchase is truly yours. Ownership of all items, your purchase ultimately reverts back to the Federal Reserve Bank. Follow the provided link to this wake-up call. So let's do that, shall we? Let's click on the link. It's on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Just got to scroll down and find it. Many people... Well, it has a picture of Ron Paul from yesterday, filed under financial on the libertybeacon.com. And Ron Paul says it's no coincidence that the century of total war coincides with the century of central banking. Our founding fathers said the same thing back in the 1700s. Don't have a standing army and don't have a central bank. Well, guess what we have, folks? Both. I wonder why. It says here in the article, most people believe that when they buy something that they truly own it. However, when you understand the truth about maritime law, yes, maritime law, you will clearly see how this is nothing more than a system of control set up to enslave the people through fraud, subterfuge, and outright lies. Repeal the Act of 1871, bring back the, what's the other one? The doctrine, not the Castle Doctrine, the other one. Bring those, repeal one, bring the other one back. You're not going to have a Federal Reserve or an IRS. Historically, when people use gold and silver as actual currency, ownership of the object purchased transferred from the seller to the buyer. If a chair was purchased for $10 and the buyer paid in $10 worth of gold or silver, it was an even exchange. Thus, the buyer completely owned the chair. Today, this is no longer true. In 1913, the 16th Amendment was ratified which authorized, the creation of the Federal Reserve Bank, the Fed. The Fed created the Federal Reserve Note, which is not true currency at all. It's not backed by anything, folks. Your toilet paper in your bathroom is worth more than $1 in your pocket. In 1933, the United States was taken completely off the gold standard. Unknown to most, each U.S. dollar has a quote-unquote lien of ownership. I would go to your Black's Law Dictionary or any law dictionary or any lawyer that you know and ask them about lien of ownership. I'll make it very simple for you, folks. When you buy a home on a piece of land, guess what? You pay for the dwelling. The land underneath, you're renting it from the federal government every year when you pay property taxes. Okay? Unknown to most, each U.S. dollar has a lien of ownership that follows it wherever it goes. This lien transfers ownership of anything purchased back to the institution that created it, in this case, the Federal Reserve Bank. Article 1, Section 8 of the U.S. Constitution states that Congress alone has the right to quote-unquote coin money. However, the Fed is a private foreign bank, and the U.S. dollar is not United States money, despite the fact that it says Federal Reserve Note on each dollar printed. This is very important to understand and set in mind. Ever since the quote-unquote ratification of the 16th Amendment and the creation of the Federal Reserve Note, nothing you purchase is truly yours. Ownership of all items purchased ultimately revert back to the Federal Reserve Bank due to the lien of ownership, or quote-unquote maritime hypothecation. Go look that up. I'll spell that out for you. You know maritime, right? You figure that one out. Hypothecation, which is HYPOTHECATION, that is attached to every dollar by the Fed. Quote, by 1938, the gradual merger Procedurally, between law and equity actions, i.e. the same court has jurisdiction over legal, equitable, and admiralty matters, there we go, if I can say the word, was recognized. The nation was bankrupt and was owned by its creditors, international bankers, who now owned everything: the Congress, the executive, the courts, all of the estates and their legislatures and executives, all the land, all the people. Everything was mortgaged in the national debt. We had gone from being sovereigns over government to subjects under government through the use of negotiable instruments to discharge our debts with limited liability instead of paying our debts at common law with gold or silver coin. The remainder of this article explains how this happened, where we are today, and what remedy we have to protect ourselves from this system. That article is on American Liberty Radio Network. You have to scroll down, you see that Ben Bernanke there, and it's from the Liberty Beacon. So check that one out, folks. It's really, let's just say, let's just put it this way. Nothing you have is yours, except your life. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is one thing. Okay? But when we were on the gold standard, when we were purchasing stuff with gold and silver coin, like they said in the article, it was yours. You bought land at so much, and you paid in silver or you paid in gold. That land was yours. That property, whether it was a wagon or whatever it was, didn't matter. It was yours. And now it's not. Okay? Go look what President Woodrow Wilson did. Go look at his administration. Go look at what he did behind closed doors. Oh, let's go back even further, folks. Let's go back to 1871 with the Act of 1871. Guess who signed that little puppy into existence? Yeah, the very person that accepted Robert E. Lee's surrender in the Civil War. That would be President Ulysses S. Grant, who reluctantly, by the way, became president. He didn't want the job. But he was also corrupt. Because when you get people like that in positions of power, the ego takes over. And guess what? Yeah. Or the ego has to be satisfied. I mean, they get this power-hungry, crazed look in their eyes, and I got this now, or whatever. Here, let me give you an example. $4.5 million. Yeah, I'll put that number out there. You know what that is? That's last year's vacation, but not budget, but what was spent on vacation for President Obama. That's just on the books. Who knows how much he spent really? So what do you need to know, folks? Go to American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Check out the articles there. Check these things out on your own. Because to me, folks, 1 + 1 still equals 2. And I know that in some abstract, philosophical, ecumenical way, that may not mean anything. But think about it. Think about it. Look at what's happening in your own neighborhood. How many houses have you seen in your own neighborhood in the last 5 years gone up for sale? And I'm talking not just your block that you live on. I'm talking your neighborhood. 4 or 5 blocks south and north and east and west. I mean, yeah. Look in 1 mile radius of your house. How many houses in that 1 mile radius have been put up for sale? How many of those homes that you know of have been short-saled? Have lost their worth and the owners were underwater? This is not going to last, folks. How can a country as powerful as we were back in the 1800s, prior to 1871, be so broke now? How can we, how have we been pushed into engaging in commerce in the way that we do? Yeah. Did you know, oh, by the way, little side note on the tax issue. Did you know that every time you fill out those forms for April 15th or your extension and you have to pay something to the federal government, you know where that goes? Right into Queen Elizabeth's pocket. Go look it up. Yeah. Goes right into the British royals. Oh, and yes, Queen Elizabeth has a cousin named Queen Beatrix over in Belgium. Yeah, they both own huge amounts of stock in all sorts of oil companies, aircraft companies, you name it. They're not broke. The people in England are saying we need to get rid of the monarchy. Well, yeah. They can survive on their own, believe me. They don't need what they would consider the peasants of London, England, or Europe. Okay. But look at the United States. Look at what happened in 1861. We had a civil war that broke out. Over what? Secession, not slavery. Slavery was I would say, that was the dangling little ornament on the tree. But it was secession. Southern Confederate President Jefferson Davis wanted to secede, take the South away from the North, just wanted to split up the country. We had two countries on this, continent, folks. Okay? So he tried to do that, and guess what? Didn't succeed, as you can tell. But why do they keep reenacting it every year? We got to do the Civil War reenactment in the South. Do you know you guys lost your ass in that war? I'm just wondering why you keep wanting to repeat it, Oh, I don't know. Abraham Lincoln didn't like it so much, so he sent troops. I should know, 3 members of my family back then were in the Union Army. I got to tell you, when you look at all of the pictures from that and Gettysburg, and that whole 4-year, just the massive amount of dead people, it almost makes you think about the war in Vietnam, which was a pointless, worthless, endless war in some cases. Didn't matter. You know who got rich on either one, on the Civil War and on the war in Vietnam? Yeah, the bankers. That's who got it. So not so much into Civil War because, that was more of a personal interaction between two different philosophies and two different ideologies politically. So obviously somebody won somewhere because, there's stories and rumors of millions and billions of dollars of gold being stashed away, from the North in the South. So, and even the Southern money is down there as well. But, when you look at everything in the United States, you often wonder, we're the most powerful country in the world. How the hell did we get to this position? Yeah, I can tell you. Want me to tell you? We the people. What? Yeah. We allowed it. You know why? Complacency. Oh, well, that politician didn't do us any good this year. Let's vote him out next time and we'll get somebody in that can. No, they're all corrupt, folks. They're all corrupt. I don't care who the hell you are. There's somebody that a friend of mine keeps promoting for, this guy's running for president, but he's not going to even make it. And I'll tell you why here in a sec. But when there's candidates out there telling you, oh, this is what I'm going to do when I get in office, they're not doing it. Former cabinet members, I believe of Carter and Ford, when they left office, former cabinet members came out and blew the whistle and said, when these people are out on the campaign trail for president and they come walk into the Oval Office when they win, there's like 2 or 3 or 4 people that walk in suits with briefcases or whatever, and they tell this president-elect, yeah, we heard what you did on the campaign trail, what you said. That's not how it's going to be. Here's how it's going to work. You know why? Act of 1871. So when you look at these candidates for president, imagine for a moment what happened back in, I don't know, in the mid-1700s, or late 1700s, like 1780, maybe 1785. What did they do? How did they present themselves as being the one that would run the country? Actually, they don't run anything. You know what they do? They're general managers. That's what they are. My point being is it's all bought and paid for. The candidates are, if you're not in the big house, if you're not invited to the big house, in the big club, you ain't getting their blessing. So you might as well just pack up your little campaign in your little, city somewhere and walk away. Because you weren't invited to the big house. You weren't invited to be part of the big club. And you don't have their blessing. That would be the Bilderberg Group, folks. That would be Bohemian Grove coming up in a week or so. Yeah. Yeah. So your votes don't count, It's like, it's like, what is that? Whose line is it anyway? Yeah. It's like, seriously, your votes do not count, folks. The Bilderberg Group has already got their eye on probably 2 people, but I hope I'm wrong in this. God, I hope I'm wrong. I'll rip out what hair I got left if I'm not. They've got Hillary Clinton in mind. They just met in Austria last weekend. They're coming up on meeting in Bohemian Grove this week or next. And I certainly hope that, well, honestly, I hope Hillary Clinton is arrested for treason. I really am. I really am. Because she's a treasonous, I was going to use the C word, but I'll be nice. She's a treasonous little bitch. I don't care. Come knock on my door. I don't give a crap. You got to understand these people. The Bushes, the Clintons. Oh, little side note about the Bushes and the Clintons. George H.W. Bush, when he was president, knew through his intelligence, through the Intelligence Department. Remember, he was former CIA head. Hello. So through his connections, through CIA and his intelligence, he already knew about the Osama bin Laden family. Uh-huh. He already knew it, and he passed that information on to Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton already knew. He knew what was going to happen. Well, he knew what was going on in 1994, 95, 96. He already knew. When he ran for re-election, and won, of course, he didn't do anything about it. Oh, by the way, the bin Laden family, very much connected to the Bush family. Who do you think funded the constructions of military bases over in the Middle East? Uh-huh. Go check it out. If I'm wrong, please tell me. I want to know. I mean, I know this stuff, but if I'm wrong, I may have overlooked something. I'm okay with that. Send me information. But now you have this presidential race. So all you little ones that are, climbing up out of your bassinets trying to become president because you think you're better than everybody else. If you didn't get invited to the big house to be part of the big club, you ain't in. Pack it up, go home. Okay? Well, we got a chance. Everybody's got a chance. Yeah, slim to none, but okay. If you want to consider that, that's fine. So anyway, yeah, I got like a few minutes here. You know, I may go into overdrive. Not sure, but I may. I got the next few minutes to decide whether I want to or not. I don't have enough information really to go into, but it's just going to be me talking for the next hour if I continue to go for an hour. Go to American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. I may have 3 articles I want to get into. Hey, I may do some overdrive. Who knows? Going to the Spreaker side of things, go to Spreaker.com, look up American Liberty Radio Network. Check it out. Hey, Mr. Nick Tucker, I believe, just popped into the Spreaker chat. Hello, dude. Anyway. Yeah, so check things out, man. Bush and Clinton. Jeb Bush is running for president. The Bilderberg group may have their eyes set on Hillary Clinton. My God, no. Let's get her out of the race. Both of them, Jeb Bush and Hillary Clinton. But then you have people like Ted Cruz and Rand Paul. What? Yeah, connected. Go look at it. Seriously. Go look at that stuff. I'm not talking out of school here, folks. I mean, this stuff is like wide open. You can go find this anywhere. Of course, you're going to find the opposition telling you, no, it's just a conspiracy theory. It's just a rumor. It's just a... No, shut up. Shove a rag in your mouth and just go away because you guys don't know what you're talking about. The people that actually do the research and find this information out to be factual are the ones that need to be listened to. And unfortunately, not a whole lot of people want their day ruined. Well, guess what? I don't care. You turn on your TV, you see it on your, on your internet news and all this and the other. Your day's already ruined. And by the way, why don't you want to understand this stuff so you can have a better day? Maybe change a few things here and there locally, because you can, You can go to your city council meeting and county board of supervisors meeting, open to the public once in a while, and state your case. Do you do that? Might be something to think about, huh? Interesting. I don't know, folks. How are we going to... I'm going to ask you this question. I know it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this one out. How are we going to get around this? Seriously. How are we going to expose all these people for what they are? CFR members, Trilateral Commission members, blah, blah, blah. How are we going to do that? Well, it's like shows like this. Yeah. Go listen. Go. Nick Tucker has been taking a little hiatus off of the podcasting. He's a busy man. He does stuff. Okay. He's got a family too, so he's got to watch out for them. But he'll be back on, I'm sure, soon. Hopefully here, but go to his Facebook page because he's got a lot to say about that as well. Yeah. Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook. Check it out. I think he just posted a rant up there today. I haven't been there lately since this morning. So check it out. Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker. And, I mean, what can I say, folks? What can I say? Hey, email me if you'd like, if you want. I will answer. Ask me anything you want. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. It's that simple, folks. Really, I keep it simple. Why not? You've already been skull plugged and mind screwed over so many things. Why am I going to continue to do that? I'm very simple. If I don't know something, I'll tell you I don't know. That's just the way it is. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. Go to the website at AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Check things out there as well. Hey, talk to me, because I'll talk to you right after this. Waking up the masses on Truth Frequency Radio. hosted by Robert Bruce. Monday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern. TruthFrequencyRadio.com. Chris Ann Hall, Liberty's lobbyist. Listen to The Chris Ann Hall Show. For more information, go to chrisannhall.com. That's KrisAnnehall.com. chrisannhall.com. The reality underneath the honesty. Live Truth Radio. Live Truth Radio with your host, Brian Lang. LiveTruthRadio.com.
Listen to The BK Factor live every Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific Time on WNLMradio.com.
The best in independent books, films, and music. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz promotes and plays original indie music from all around the world. If you've got the internet, you can be heard. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Go to radiorocktheblitz.blogspot.com. The following program is filled with truth and facts. This program may not be suitable for the liberal-minded.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Now, one side in this campaign has been telling us that the issues of this election are the maintenance of peace and prosperity. The line has been used, we've never had it so good.
I won't have to worry about putting gas in my car. I won't have to worry about paying my mortgage. You know, if I help him, he's going to help me.
But I have an uncomfortable feeling that this prosperity isn't something on which we can base our hopes for the future.
The key point I'm making right now is that the economy is moving in a positive direction.
And yet our government continues to spend $17 million a day more than the government takes in.
You're telling me we got to go spend money to keep from going bankrupt? The answer, yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
We've raised our debt limit 3 times in the last 12 months. And now our national debt is 1.5 times bigger than all the combined debts of all the nations of the world.
We're going to raise the debt limit. We always have. We will do it again.
We have $15 billion in gold in our treasury. We don't own an ounce.
I have been informed that the majority plans to block consideration of this amendment, which is number 1367, regarding the transparency at the Federal Reserve.
Foreign dollar claims are $27.3 billion.
It said that China has now surpassed Japan as the U.S. government's largest creditor, owning at least 10% of all U.S. debt, perhaps as much as $700 billion.
And we've just had announced that the dollar of 1939 will now purchase 45 cents in its total value.
President Obama is expected to face tough questions over the U.S. decision to pump $600 billion freshly printed dollars into its economy. Now, the move is an attempt to revive the country's finances, but will result in the devaluation of the dollar.
We're at war with the most dangerous enemy that has ever faced mankind in his long climb from the swamp to the stars.
We've got to give them a stake in creating the kind of world order that I think all of us would like to see.
And it's been said if we lose that war, and in so doing lose this way of freedom of ours,
you'll construct a legal regime to make indefinite detention legal.
history will record with the greatest astonishment that those who had the most to lose did the least to prevent its happening.
They're starting a riot here.
Well, I think it's time we ask ourselves if we still know the freedoms that were intended for us by the Founding Fathers.
For some trips, it'll be faster than flying, without the pat down.
Anna was picked to go through. Pretty much everybody except the baby was picked to go through the scanner.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth.
Damn America, that's in the Bible.
Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves.
I've got a core set of values that I think have to be advanced, and that my individual salvation depends on our collective salvation.
You and I are told increasingly we have to choose between a left or right. Well, I'd like to suggest there is no such thing as a left or right. There's only an up or down.
We had an election, and it was about a direction for our country.
And regardless of their sincerity, their humanitarian motives, those who would trade our freedom for security have embarked on this downward course. In this vote harvesting time, they use terms like the Great Society, or, as we were told a few days ago by the President, we must accept a greater government activity in the affairs of the people.
E pluribus unum, out of many, one. In the end, that's what this election is about.
Well, the trouble with our liberal friends is not that they're ignorant. It's just that they know so much that isn't so.
Over the course of 10 years, it would cost what it would cost us. All right, okay, we're going to. It would cost us about the same as it would cost.
Hey, folks, welcome. This is the American Liberty Radio live broadcast right here on the American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Check it out, folks. If you want to help out the network, you can. Just contact me, and we'll figure something out. You want to advertise? You can do that, too. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Are we happening, folks? Are we here? It's the 17th of June, 2015. It is what it is, folks. It's another day defending our rights and freedoms against those that are of the New World Order. You heard that clip there. I found that clip. Somebody asked me, Nick Tucker just asked me if I put that together. No, I didn't. I found that clip. And I just went to YouTube and punched in Reagan New World Order or warning, Reagan warning of New World Order, and I found it. And yeah, it was, man, I'm telling you, I think the person that put it together didn't finish it, as you can tell, but that's all right. It makes its point. And the point is that from the mind of a self-avowed socialist, Reagan was that. I mean, he talks about patriotism, he talks about liberty, and he talks about all that. Where did we hear that before? Seriously? Can you say Nazi Germany? Think about it. Talked about patriotism back then. Hitler was reigning at the time, had control of everything. Interestingly enough, his crime bill that he put together, that Adolf Hitler put together for Germany at that time, kind of was plagiarized by someone in our history. I wonder who that could be. Bill Clinton and his administration? Go check it out. It's almost verbatim. Go look up Hitler's crime bill compared to Bill Clinton's crime bill. It's almost verbatim. The theme is the same, but it's almost verbatim. Just so many things going on. Go to American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. If you would, please. Thank you. You can also go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com if you're not already there. JamesPerloff.com. Let me spell that for you. That's James Perloff, PERLOFF.com. Jade Helm, Exercise or Dawn of America's Hell. By the way, evidence has come out on several areas, including the Pete Santilli Show, proving once and for all that Jade in Jade Helm is an artificial intelligence program. And what did the Bilderberg theme or group talk about? What was their theme of discussion this year? Artificial intelligence. Who do you think authorizes any type of spending for any type of space program or any number of things? It's the World Bank, which, of course, everybody takes a dip out of. And their secondary bank is the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. And guess where that money comes from, folks? You got it. The Federal Reserve and the IRS. Because we dish it out to the IRS, and the IRS goes, here you go. Gives it to the Federal Reserve. I believe that's how it goes. I think that's the chain of command. Okay? Jade Helm, Exercise or Dawn of America's Hell. Hopefully this won't crash my browser, but I've got too many tabs open and it pushes up the memory on the Spreaker side of things. I don't know why. I haven't figured that one out yet. This is another long post that the author here says that he believes his potential for immediate danger to the American people warrants it. It's so long that he warrants the length of it because it is important. But it is on American Liberty Radio Network. And I'm scrolling, and yes, it is. It's long. It's got some videos in there. It's got a bunch of stuff. Go check it out, folks. It's right there on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Jade Helm, Exercise or Dawn of America's Hell. Hey, folks. Let me tell you this. We got smartphones. We got smart cars. We got, things that are smart. Some people are smart. Do you know that we now have smart cities? What? Yes, smart cities are the next phase in the 21st century surveillance grid. Hello, what did the Bilderberg Group talk about this year? Yeah. Let me go there. This is from Lou Kradowski's site, wearechange.org. And he was at Bilderberg this year, too, as far as a journalist is concerned. He said he infiltrated the hotel. How did he do that? Him and Dan Dix from Press for Truth up in Canada were there. There's an article here. It's not that long, and it goes on to another site. It goes on to activistpost.com. The headline is, Smart cities are the next phase in the 21st century surveillance grid. The century of big data will be the century of unprecedented surveillance. The dream of tyrants down through history has been the total monitoring, control, and management of the public, with the ability to predict the behavior of entire populations, the most efficient means of achieving this objective. Can you say pre-crime technology? Go check that one out as well. For millennia, this has mainly existed in the realm of fantasy. However, With the vast leap in technology in recent decades, this idea became less a dystopian science fiction movie and more the daily business of totalitarian high-tech regimes. Go look under the word technocracy. Okay, just saying. Most readers are now familiar with the predatory surveillance practices of agencies such as the NSA, the GCHQ, which high-level NSA whistleblower William Binney describes as totalitarian in nature, adding that the goal of the NSA is to, quote, to set up the way and means to control the population, unquote. Yet, many people may not be aware of the next phase in the 21st century surveillance grid, the smart city. Go look that up. Go look up sustainable development. Oh, and along with that, folks, go look up United Nations Agenda 21. Check that out. Promoted by some of the low-cost and efficient way of managing the workers of a city, others see the surveillance implications of such initiatives as chilling, to say the least. Smart cities are broadly defined as digitally connected urban areas filled with ubiquitous sensors, monitors, meters, which collect data on every aspect of the city from energy usage to transport patterns. This data is then analyzed and used by city planners to improve decision making. If you've seen the crazy roads here in Reno, Nevada, holy crap, these city managers and planners are total and absolute idiots, man. I'm telling you. I'm sure it's that way in Vegas, huh, Nick? Today, more than half of the world's population lives in urban areas, a trend that is set to accelerate into the future, meaning the smart city concept is going to affect the lives of billions of people around the world. India is at the forefront of this push as it plans to build 100 smart cities in the coming years, with Singapore set to become the world's first smart nation. Smart cities are not just confined to Asia, however, as Glasgow, as the writer here says, where I'm writing from, Rio de Janeiro, New Orleans, Cape Town are just a handful of cities involved in IBM's Smarter Cities Challenge. See? So you might want to click on that as well. Click on that and check that out. It's on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Yes. I don't know, folks. You know, from the time I got on the internet in 1995, I thought, hey, this is cool. This is a new tool that is going to be used for really good things, and people can do stuff. And then there was years later after that, it was YouTube and all this and all that, and it just culminated in a lot of companies being bought out and built into one company, and of course the top of the heap back then was Microsoft. And watching how that whole company transformed itself, I can tell you this. Back in Marin County, I think it was Marin County, there was a house that was built, and it was the first smart house. I think Bill Gates put it together. I'm not sure. Somebody want to verify that for me? It was a smart house built, and it was the first house that was ever connected. Literally, everything was connected to the internet. Years later, like 3 or 4 years ago, we have former Defense Secretary and former CIA boss, David Petraeus, saying that your refrigerator, your toaster, your ovens, everything is going to be connected to the internet. By the way, if you go look for the patents, you'll find them, that your lights, your little CFLs, whatever they are, I don't know what the hell they are, the wires that are being used in new housing and new buildings, yeah, they can record things, folks. Go look it up. Yeah. A little side note about that as well. Did you know that if they want to surveil you and you have a plant in your window and they got a camera in that, it pointed at that window and they got that plant there and they see you talking? Did you know that plant, the sound waves vibrate that plant and they can, pretty much take it and analyze it and break it down and all that, take the recording and break it down and analyze it to the point of actually hearing what you had said? That's the kind of technology we're dealing with, folks. Did you know they have, what do they have? They have instruments that they can just drive around your block. They can drive around your house and just point this thing at your house and they can hear everything, see everything. You name it, it's there. So, yeah, that's what the Bilderberg group was talking about in Austria last weekend. Artificial intelligence. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So tell me again how we're going to take care of all this. Oh, we can take care of it. Oh, yes. Not going to tell you how because yeah. Let's just say I know people who can, hack into their system. Not me, because I'm not that smart, but I know people that can give me that information. I'm pretty sure a whole lot of other people can too. So I'm not the only one. So anyway, hey folks, almost passed up my break. Look at that. I get talking and my God, I like you people so much. I talk and don't take my break. I'm going to take a break, folks. I'll be back. Don't go away. AmericanLibertyRadio.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com is the website and the email address, respectively. Hey, don't go away. I'll be right back, right here on the American Liberty Radio Network with American Liberty Radio Live.
Eastland Radio Repertory Theater is looking for you. Do you like old-time radio shows? Do you do voiceovers and want to hone your abilities? Have you ever wanted to try your hand at voice acting? Well, you are in luck because Eastland Radio Repertory Theater is casting voice characters for a play currently in pre-production. For more information, contact Eastland Radio Repertory Theater at eastlandradiotheater@usa.com or simply go to their website at eastlandradiotheater.weebly.com.
The reality underneath the honesty. Live Truth Radio. Live Truth Radio with your host, Brian Lang. LiveTruthRadio.com. Hey folks, how you doing? This is the American Liberty Radio Live, right here on American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Go check that out as well. And if you, really, I'm serious. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, even if you disagree with me, the burden of proof is on you. Email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com, AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. You know, I may have missed something. You know what I mean? Just send it to me. Hey, there you go. It's that easy. American Liberty Radio Network. Oh, let me let me talk about our neighbor to the west. Yeah, the communist state of California. Hello. I can say that because I'm a former Californian. I left that land of the fruits and nuts a while ago, man. And I'm telling you, you got a nut in Sacramento in the freaking capital. That's just, this guy is such a... calling him anything derogatory would give him credit for being something. I don't want to do that because this guy is a total he was governor of California in the 70s, and I was about 10 or 12 years old, and my mom goes, this guy's an idiot. So was his father. That would be Pat Brown was his father, and Jerry Brown is just a total, believe me. Oh, he's better than Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, dumbasses. Schwarzenegger is part of the Kennedy clan. You understand? Or was. You understand that? You see how much influence he had? Hello. Oh, let me tell you this. From the leftist, I use that term loosely, from Salon.com. California is screwing its citizens. How the state broke the law. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and I'm just sending a message to Nick Tucker, who is posting his rant as we speak. And if I have a few minutes before the end of the show, I will definitely get to that. From David Dayan over at Salon.com, California is screwing its citizens. How the state broke the law. The left distressed owners to drown. The state plundered a fund meant for distressed homeowners, and despite a court order, it won't give it back. One of the biggest injustices of the foreclosure fraud scandal and the inadequate settlement that resulted concerned a $2.5 billion cash penalty given by the banks to the states, intended to go to the victims of illegal foreclosure operations. Over half of the money was basically robbed by legislators and governors, rerouted to their general funds to plug budget holes. Homeowners suffered a double blow, first in their abuse by mortgage companies through illegal foreclosures, then in the virtual theft of the compensation of those crimes. But a Supreme Court judge in California ruled last Friday that the raid on settlement funds in the nation's largest state was illegal. Governor Jerry Brown and the legislature must pay back $331 million to the fund, so it can go on struggling homeowners instead of papering over budget gaps. For those who have already lost their homes, there's no comfort, but tens of thousands still in trouble could benefit, along with a redemption of the principle that victims should be at the center of fraud awards, not state bean counters. Okay? So there you go. That's on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. So many things, folks. Yeah, folks. This stuff leaves me speechless sometimes. It just does, because of the stupidity involved behind it. I mean, if you were a leader of a state, how would you delegate authority and distribute money that would help the people? Seriously. This guy's I'm getting frustrated. I'm going to go to break. I'm tired of that moonbeam Governor Jerry Brown. Hey, our governor here is running a close second, okay? Brian Sandoval is getting really, really close. I'm just saying. So is Nevada, okay? So that cancer in California is seeping over here. So let's make sure it doesn't, okay? Talk to you in a bit, folks. Be right back after this. The world as we know it has been turned upside down. The leaders are faced with possible annihilation from their enemies. The United States is at the brink of a total collapse. This is the reality we live in. What can be done? The truth, the facts. American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. The best in independent books, films, and music. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz promotes and plays original indie music from all around the world. If you've got the internet, you can be heard. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Go to radiorocktheblitz.blogspot.com. The following program is filled with truth and facts. This program may not be suitable for the liberal-minded. Folks, welcome back. The American Liberty Radio Live right here on the 17th of June 2015. Hey, how y'all doing? Email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com for more information. Hey, I'm going to read this, and then, hey, coming right up will be Nick Tucker's rant. I'm going to read that to you. Give you his side of things as well. Go to Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook. New American. TheNewAmerican.com. Obamacare's massive, quote-unquote, perpetual data warehouse. I'm only going to read you a couple of paragraphs on this. This is on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. This is by Michael Tennant. Thank you, Michael. Americans who have enrolled in health coverage or even thought about it, beware. The federal government is storing your personal information in a massive database that can be accessed by a variety of government agencies, private companies, and contractors. And as for now, that data will be retained forever. According to the Associated Press, anyone who sets up an account on healthcare.gov, even if he doesn't end up buying coverage there, will have his personal information stored in the multidimensional insurance data analytics system. Let me say that again, folks. Go look this up. Google it up. Multidimensional insurance data analytics system, or MIDAS. You know, like Midas Touch, you know, that kind of thing. A database owned by, oh, get this, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. That story is up on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Can you say OMFG? Because I'm not going to say it. I want you to say it. Okay? I'm just putting it out there, all right? One more. Let me see what I got here. Oh, yeah. There's a meme up on American Liberty Radio Network. Oh, yeah. Here's something that I may have to talk about. Well, actually, it's a video, but I'll talk about this. I'll look this up. Biometrics, key to mastering the human domain. How's that? Oh, and here's some controversy, because I love controversy. Rent a Crowd company admits politicians are using their service. LibertyChat.com is that. Is where you will find that. It's on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Go check that out. Got to scroll around, man. Look for this stuff on your own, because I'll tell you, years and years ago when the proverbial rug was pulled out from underneath me and I metaphorically slammed my face into the ground, I got up looking around going, what the, and yeah, guess what? Been that way ever since. Ever since high school, as a matter of fact, when Carter was president, when that whole fiasco in Grenada, remember that? That helicopter went down, yada, yada, yada. And those prisoners, were captured in 444 days, whatever the heck that was. That whole fiasco. Behind the scenes, those people that captured those our people that held them, in prison, they told our government through, in the Carter administration, we're not giving them back until Reagan becomes president. And guess what? Shortly thereafter, when Reagan became president, they released the prisoners. They released the POWs. I wonder why. I wonder who negotiated that one behind the scenes. So, and now former President Carter needs to be arrested for treason. Have you seen what he's done in the last 6 or 7 years? Holy crap, who is this guy? So, I'm serious. Anyway, okay, I'm on Nick Tucker's site, but it looks like on his Facebook page, but it looks like my page. Wait a minute, what the hell? Yeah, Nick, yeah, I'm just saying, I went to the search bar in Facebook and I put your name in right there, and voila, yep, looks like mine, because it's got all my posts. Oh, that's right, because I posted it in your stuff, huh? Oh my God. No, it's got it looks like, what the hell is going on here? It's not your page, Nick. It's your face, it's your wife, it's your kid, but my name. What? Holy hell, what in the world is going on here? Yeah, something is not quite right and smells to high heaven. What do you got on your end, Nick? He's in the Spreaker chat, so yeah, check it out. Nick Tucker does a lot more than just, post on Facebook. He's into sports. He's into a lot of stuff. I got to tell you, he lives down there in the great little Sin City, as it was once called, near that city. But anyway, I got to tell you, so many things that Facebook does. I've heard people tell me that they've been censored on Facebook. Have I been? No, I just don't reach the people I used to reach. So is that censoring? Probably. I don't know that for sure. But I know that sometimes when I post something, I don't see it right away. A few minutes later, maybe a couple minutes later, I see it on my page. But when I hit the home button and go to the main feed, it's not on there. And then the next day or hours later, I'll see it pop up. It's like, wait a minute. And then it shows, posted 4 hours ago or whatever. And I'm like, well, why is it showing up now? So I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, let me, I closed out that tab with Facebook on it, so let's see if that helps. And just give me a few minutes here to go get it, because I wanted to read his rant. Oh my God. I'm telling you right now. Oh, I just saw something. Mark Zuckerberg, hello, Mr. Facebook, gives $5 million to undocumented immigrant college fund. Yeah, he's an open borders dude, man. I'm telling you. How in the world is anybody still on Facebook? I heard that Anonymous is, this is really strange, Nick. Mr. Nick Tucker. I am on your page, but guess what? Oh, there it is. They're way the hell down there. Okay, did I put that much stuff on? No, this was put up, what I'm looking at was put up June 2nd. Okay, so yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah, okay, I got you. All right, I get it. I'm here. All right. Something screwy going on. Anyway. Well, I was going to read it, but it's not up yet. Huh. Facebook censoring people again? I don't know. I heard somebody today tell me they were in Facebook jail for 7 days. I'm like, what? Oh, there it is. Yeah, thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. That was okay. Folks, sometimes, okay, sometimes. Oh, you ever have somebody look at you and go, "She's untied," you look down and it's not untied, you're like, "Oh man, come on." You know, it's one of those, folks. I'm sorry, I'm just all whacked out here. I got so much on my mind, so many things to do. Oh, by the way, just to give you a heads up, in a couple of months, I'll be in a different FEMA region. I'm just laying it out there. I'll fill you in on details later. But, yeah. From Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker. Let me go see how much time I got left. Oh, I got plenty. I got like 17 minutes left. Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker. Thank you, Nick Tucker. He does other things as well. He's also in his quote-unquote day job. He's a professional wrestler. So, there you go. Just want to put that out there. So, he'll fill you in on the details on his page. So, this is what Nick Tucker just posted on Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker. He says, "Seems the more things change, the more they stay the same. As of now, it's looking like Bush versus Clinton in 2016, eh? Could it be Paul versus Clinton? Cruz, Trump? Everyone versus Clinton? Does it matter? Sadly, no, it doesn't. There are those out there that believe it does. Those that do don't understand how the political system really works." I'll give you a virtual high five on that one, Nick, because I agree with you. Continuing, Nick Tucker says, "I have posted at length calling out the awake people who constantly share articles and debate the political system. In doing so, you make no real difference or change anything. Now, if you share and discuss the truth that many call, quote-unquote, conspiracies, then you are making a difference. Quote, "In a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act," unquote. George Orwell, a.k.a. Eric Blair. Bilderberg 2015 just wrapped up, and Bohemian Grove 2015 is scheduled for July 10th through July 26th. Bilderberg is where the elite meet to discuss the next steps in moving forward with the New World Order, and the Bohemian Grove is where they go to relax for making our lives hell when the men of the elite, the men of the elite anyway, with male waiters and other disturbing goings on. Yeah, pretty much the Bilderberg Group. They say, here. Here's our choices. Here's what we want to do. Here's how we're going to do it. Okay, boom, Bohemian Grove. They've got their little group as well who go to Bilderberg, go over to Bohemian Grove and say, here's what we've got. And here's who we're going to, give our blessing to. Because you ever notice how July, August starts ramping up very, very quickly, the presidential election campaigns? I wonder why. Coincidence? Nick Tucker continues on Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker, including, this is what goes on at Bohemian Grove, including an occult ritual wherein they worship a giant stone owl, Moloch, performing a mock sacrifice. Oh, it's true. Truth is stranger than fiction. These are the politicians, the quote-unquote awake and not so awake people discuss and debate their friends and family about. Name one real thing these suits have done or changed for the better. I can't. The illegal IRS is still there. Income taxes, the private so-called Federal Reserve too. They don't care about us. They are puppets to the bankers, the elites, the Illuminati, the New World Order. They do their bidding for their cause, not to benefit us. The ones who speak out against this and tell the truth are censored, called conspiracy theorists, and yes, even killed. Aaron Russo, Bill Cooper come to mind. Yeah. These are the politicians we are dealing with, the illegal NDAA, FEMA camps, and the list goes on. Research the real history. Understand the foundation first. Turn off the state-run media and wake the hell up. Time is short. We're headed for World War III, just as Albert Pike wrote about. Albert Pike, yeah. Google him up, Albert Pike. The Matrix is real, and you must truly wake up before it's too late. Like, share, and comment. Help me share the truth that this page is always being censored. Let me know you're there. Strength in numbers. There's a like and there's a share. As soon as my browser decides it doesn't want to burp. There we go. Two things, folks. Thank you, Nick, for that. Two things. First of all, he's right. Check out the history. Check out the real history of the United States. Folks, there were people here long before Western Europeans. And when we showed up, when our ancestors showed up from Western Europe, guess what we did? You got it. We killed a whole bunch of people. Some Native American historians, literally, Native American historians, had said that through their information that they have received and had been handed down to them, in a 10-year period of time, the Western Europeans, your ancestors and mine, killed over 1.5 million native people that were here to get what they want. And we say this is a continent that God ordained for us? That we say this is consecrated ground? Yeah. And we have the gall to put "In God We Trust" on our money. I want to point something out here and make my point. This is not a continent we just happened upon, and here we are. No. This is a continent we conquered from another group of people that were here already, because if you look at the Western Europeans, they are the most egotistical, intolerant people back then that you could have ever met. Okay? And possibly still are years later. But I'm saying, and this goes back to the 1500s, or whenever Western Europeans landed on this continent. The Vikings were here first. Eric the Red. Yeah. They found Viking tools and other things up in Kansas and Ohio and all up in that area. So we weren't the only ones. We weren't the only ones here. And we have the gall to sit here and say this is a free country, when the real history shows us that we killed millions of people to establish what we have. Is that crazy or what? I'm serious. Secondly, folks, think about this for a minute. Here we are, 2015. Here we are at the beginnings of a presidential election. Or I should say, let's be true to the nature of what it is. We're at the beginnings of the presidential selection. And all, quote-unquote, votes are, they don't matter, but all they are is our approval of what has already been set up. It has nothing to do with our votes because they don't count. All we're doing when we go into the ballot box, when we go into the voting booth, we're just approving those people that they set up, that they selected. That's all we're doing. So how about if we remove consent? Huh? How about if we remove consent? Just don't take it away. Just don't say, no, we're not going to vote. I'm not. Just don't do that. Just remove consent. How do we do that? We did it before. Go look in history. We did it a couple of times before in the 239 years we've been here. Just remove consent. We don't consent to any of this. Oh, and by the way, if you want examples of that, go to stories about each state defunding certain things like Common Core and Obamacare and all that. Certain states are telling the federal government they are now passing laws in states individually that say any law that comes out of Washington, D.C. that violates the constitutional protected rights of the people of that state is now illegal. They have also come out and said that if the feds come into that state to try to enforce those laws, those feds will be arrested and put in prison. This is one of the acts of removing consent. Withdraw consent. Now, a lot of people might say, well, we can't do that. We can't do that without fighting. We can't do that without having them come down on us and all that. Folks, let me remind you of something. It took a group of people, and Nick Tucker knows this background as well. It took a group of people to disguise themselves, to go on these ships in the Boston Harbor in 1773 and dump the tea over because they were pissed off at King George because he taxed it. And then some little things added up over time, up until about, I believe it was 1774 or 5. And the British are going, hey, wait a minute. The British are saying, King George was going, we got to go over there and take their guns. There was a lot of other things involved in that, but that was the catalyst that set that all off. And King George went, we got to take their guns. So he sent the British Army over here. And it took 3% of the population of the United States of America. It wasn't the United States at that time. It took 3% of the British colonies to say, screw you, King George, you're not taking our guns. And we beat the crap out of the British Army. Did we lose some people? Yeah. Did they lose people? A whole lot more than we did. But we kicked their ass. There's a whole lot more people now with a whole lot more guns who are very much awake and aware of what's going on. And the ones who are saying they're awake and aware, well, just go stick your head in the sand. Because you're not. Over 200 million people, I would say, of age, I don't know the range, but 200 million people of age with over 100 million guns that we possess. And the federal government is calling in NATO, calling in the UN, calling in foreign troops. Yes, there are foreign troops on American soil right now as we speak. And they think that we're just going to roll over and take it. What part of freedom do you not understand? We beat the crap out of people who tried to forcefully take away our protection. And after we did that, the negotiations kept going back and forth for, almost a year. And of course, the very first group of people signed this little document called the Declaration of Independence. And we told the British Empire, get the F out. You want another little piece of history? 90 years later, 95, was it 95? I don't know. 1871, 95 years later, they bought this country back from us because we were broke after the Civil War. Okay? They bullied President Grant into signing the Act of 1871. Oh, and by the way, that 10 square mile piece of land that's called Washington, D.C., that is the only land they should own, period. Everything else, every organization, every department like the Department of Bureau of Land Management, they're all contracted, private companies, contracted with the federal government. They give themselves power, but backed by the federal government. Guess what? That's illegal. Illegal. And that is an act of war. Okay? Any time the Bureau of Land Management, look at Bunkerville and the Bundy Ranch, look at the gold miner up in Oregon, anytime the BLM comes on your land and tries to take from you what they think is theirs, that is an act of war. Small, minor inconvenience, but an act of war all the same. And it's time we do something about it. It's time we do something about it. And I know for a fact there's a lot of Americans pissed off right now who are locking and loading and getting ready for the inevitable. And if we have to have a civil war in this country, it's not going to be a civil war against our own people. It's going to be a war against foreign bankers, foreign investors, foreign troops. It's going to be a freaking bloodbath. Folks, I really don't want that, and I'm sure you don't want it either. But I'm telling you, you better get your act together, because the next phase in your existence is going to be wiping your feet off on a welcome mat at a FEMA camp near you. And then your life is done. It's time to stand up. Like Brian Lang says, stand up, speak out, and get involved. Go check out his show, livetruthradio.com. In the meantime, folks, go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Check that out. You're welcome, Nick. Thank you for hanging out and listening to me rant. So anyway, hey man, look forward to you getting back on air, and if you record something, go ahead, drop it my way, and I'll play it for everybody. So in the meantime, go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Email me if you have any questions. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. In the meantime, folks, I'm out of here. Talk to you later. Check out the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast on AmericanLibertyRadio.com.